Yeah.
Cindy Sherwood, Delaney events.
I mean, Cindy Mark and her husband are here too. So
Cute
buzzer.
Holler, yeah.
she,
I think they're taking the dog out.
they were worried about the dog. Got a little nervous.
Oh, that's all right. So there's 5 cash registers in total. We always use 4. It's up to you how many.
Because the
you wanna
thing,
run.
the breakdown you gave me was a breakdown for 3.
Right, but you can always add columns to that. That was like my original sheet way back when.
Alright.
So I modified it for each year based on how many people we had using them.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Based on
need
your
to-
experience, you think we should have at least 4 going?
I mean, last year we needed it, and I will tell you, for Flower Show this year, the line for the first 3 hours every day, the line to get in was all the way up to the parking lot. It was insane. It was absolutely insane. So depending on what your weather forecast is going to be.
It's supposed to be raining, I think.
Perfect, I think.
I
Right?
know,
Yeah.
yeah.
No snow, but
In the
Yep,
50s.
So
Yeah,
Raining.
Up to 60 on Sunday.
Thanks, everybody.
Nice.
yeah, so I would, if you have 4 set up and you only use 3, at least you have the 4th
Yeah.
to go if you need it. So
thank you for bringing them all over.
yeah, yep. And you know, the 5th one could be used as a backup. So, all right. So I was telling Katie and a couple folks earlier, I only use these once a year for your event, and I kind of have to remind myself every year how to do stuff. So my knowledge is pretty limited. I'm going to share with you what I know, and then I'm going to turn the actual manual over to Katie, who's going to study it cover to cover and be a professional on it by the end of the week, so she's ready to go. But the first thing, so in this binder, and I've tabbed a couple of different pages, but the first maybe 10 or 15 pages is a quick programming guide. So this is really helpful for, they're already programmed with all of your pricing and coupon codes and everything in there. But if you want to put the name of the event on it, if you want to get fancy and put your logo in there, you can learn how to do that in here. But there are a couple of really good things to know right off the bat. So this is the XE-A201. That's what the systems are.
Yeah.
The manuals are for 201 and 401. The first thing you want to do is you want to reset each system, and that's going to zero out anything that may have been saved from last year or from when the Flower Show actually did use these, but they were only using them to hold cash. They weren't using them for transactions because they had little iPads. So if the Flower Show was doing something, so you'll see that there's a couple of different resets. We're going to do the 201, and we want to completely reset it. So to do that, you basically just want to unplug from the electrical outlet, wait over 1 minute for unit to discharge, put the register in program mode, which is these little keys up here. So
Yeah.
that's program mode. And then this key will, oh, actually we need a key from in here. Guess they're not all universal. I forgot this is a fancy schmancier one. So, down. Sorry.
What are you trying to do? Oh.
I'm just getting the key. Oop.
Keys are
Here.
yours.
Should we unplug them?
Yep, so if we want to go ahead and unplug, because we're just going to reset.
Got a plug too, we should have a bar.
What?
Because they won't have
Power
plug
strip.
strings, one of a power strip.
Yes, I will, when I get back to the office, I will email you guys the setup information that I provided to CDE, and it'll have the cash register station, it'll have the little back room area, it'll have all of that. So just, if you want to make any changes to it, totally whatever you guys want to do, then forward that to sorry, I thought that was me. Then forward that to Jeremy.
Oh, to Jeremy.
Yeah, and they'll have everything set up. SER were the ones who supplied actually the tables for the registers.
Oh, yeah.
So if you,
I think they are doing it again.
they're doing that
I
again?
think
Okay.
they were on my diagram, but
Okay.
I can confirm that.
Okay, yeah. Yep, so I'll send that over to you when I get back
Thank
to
you
the
so
office.
much.
Sure. Okay, so unplug, wait for a minute, and then put the register in program mode, which we just did, while holding down the feed key, plug in the unit. So this is the feed key. So,
Should I hold that one?
Yep.
then? Okay, John.
and then go ahead and...
Do it too?
And since we're doing this now, you won't have to do this. So they've just been
Anything we
reset.
figure out?
You can let go. You probably won't have to do this when you get over there again, because the other thing that we're going to be doing at the end of the practice session is we're going to be zeroing it out, so you'll be able to see what those total reports look like for your cash and everything at the end of the day. All right, so as I mentioned, okay, these are the keys. In order for them to be selling things, you want to put them in register. That's your on. When it says register, so your key is going to be up to register, that means everything is on. Right now, as I mentioned, we've got everything programmed. We've got adults at $6, seniors at $5. We have military comps. We have VIP comps, Vermont business coupons, and vendor coupons. So what these are, and we also have adult minus $1 coupons and senior minus $1 coupons, because you always do like those dollar offs
Yeah.
and everything.
Is that the voucher? The
Yes.
coupon? Okay,
Yep.
so that's when they have a voucher.
Right. The vendor coupon are your vouchers. Vermont business coupon are, you guys used to do like special complimentary from Vermont Business Magazine, like you had these little cards made up.
Yeah, those are vouchers too.
Yep,
Yeah.
so that's where those, and then you always would do, if you're from the military, you get a free admission, so that's that. And then a VIP comp was just if you would say, oh, let them in for free, we'd hit that.
All right.
Child is 0, so anybody who we considered was a child would just be 0.
Less than a couple weeks old.
Is the military comp, was that, they had to be wearing a uniform or something?
They have to have a military ID, right?
Yeah, and we most of the time we just kind of took
Trusted
their
them.
word for
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
So senior, $1 minus $1 coupon, okay, it's $4.
Yep.
Yeah, it has
So
whole amount.
these, right, so these are programmed for $5 and $4.
Yep.
These are programmed for $6 and $5.
Yep, so you don't hit senior and then minus $1.
Correct.
whatever, you
No,
just-
it's automatically set. It'll take that dollar automatically off.
Gotcha.
We figured that was a lot easier than trying to fumble around with them. One year we did have a negative dollar to take it off, and it was easier to do it this way.
Yep.
All right, so what I usually do, customer comes in. So a couple other things. Sorry, if you hit this button, the drawers are automatically going to pop out. Sorry. What happened? Something
I
got.
got you.
Oh, it's missing that.
The bar.
Just sit in there. I think JC, we had a little bit of a, when we were putting them in my car, we had a little bit of a tumble. One box did. Must have been this
Do
one.
those just float in that cradle in there, or do they
I
need?
think they.
It looks like it just floats.
Okay.
Yep, this one's
So, yep, so if you hit that.
They're all cramping up on me.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh, and it does say 2017 made in Vermont, so
Nice.
2 years not bad. Oh, and it actually has that's not the right date, but that's the right date. Ooh. Huh. All right. So yeah, if you hit these buttons, the drawer pops out, so you can put in your cash. We used to do 1s, 5s, 10s, 20s. This lifts up. Oh,
Ooh.
are you kidding me?
What is it?
Oh my God, it's a check from the flower show.
Wow.
But it looks like they void. Is it voided?
I don't think so.
No.
That's so
Maybe
funny.
officials.
If you find any money in these,
That's mine.
let me know. So yeah, so ones, fives,
yeah, we
tens,
will.
20s, and then if we had a fair number of people pay with large bills, 50s and 100s, so we would put those in here.
Underneath,
Don't
yeah.
put them under your 20s or don't put them in under any other bills because it's very easy to hand those out accidentally. So just put them in a separate spot.
Especially if they get changed for 100.
Exactly.
No.
Yeah. So checks, large bills, credit card receipts, things like that would go in under here, and then obviously your coin would go in the little tray. So these are your finishing keys. So this is your cash, this is your check, and this is your charge. This is your subtotal key. So if you hit this key or these two keys, the drawers are going to pop open. If you hit the subtotal key, I don't believe it pops open, but we can try
You
that in a
took
minute.
credit card charges at it?
We did. Yep. Yep.
And how do you do that?
Yeah, that's
We had a swiper. We had a credit card machine. So it's up to you guys if you wanted to. We got, I would say, it's probably maybe a 60% of the population paid with a credit card,
Oh.
and then the other paid in cash.
Really?
So, oh yeah,
that seems
Ooh.
60% seems low.
it was
I
no.
would
'Cause
expect it higher.
we had a lot of cash though, but I would say it was about 60%.
Mm.
Yeah.
So we have does it still work? I don't even know.
What was it?
The first
A
year.
machine.
Yeah, and that's what we used. The first year we only used one. We actually wound up the last couple years using two because you would have people, if you have 4 registers and if 50% are using a credit card, you'd be waiting to use it. So we were using 2. So depending on how you guys want to do that.
And I wonder if we need to get it through Heartland.
Probably. We should contact them.
Charlie,
All right,
So
so
we could do
just a
a,
manual swipe thing, you mean?
phone, right?
yeah, we had.
Yeah.
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 Oh, you
So
said-
they're
what is-
connected via telephone line, and that's something else that you would get through CVE, and that's on my little write-up that I'll send you. But the credit card machine connects via the telephone line, and that's how it connects to your bank or your processing. And so yeah, you just swipe it, and then it does its thing, and then it'll print out the receipt that they sign and give them a copy of it.
Do they want to put a pin in there, or is it just a
Credit card only, or
credit?
debit card?
The
Well,
debit
we
card
took
will
either.
be used as a credit card through
Yeah,
that processor.
yeah. And I don't know how your system works, if it's a chip reader or a
We don't even
swiper.
really have a system.
Oh, okay.
We don't anymore.
Okay.
But
We tried one the first year, right? We tried one of those little
Yeah.
square things
yeah,
on the phone.
that was through Blue Pay, which
Yeah,
we're
but
not part of anymore.
Right. I don't know how any of that's, I mean, I know how it works.
I'll
I mean,
contact
the theory, but I
Charlie
don't
Kale.
know. Yeah.
Yeah, again, in theory, I don't know how it actually works.
I mean, the other thing you could do, and I mean, this is really going back old school, but I don't know if you have one of those printers
Yeah.
where you,
Oh, that's-
and I don't even know
We do
if
have
those are
one.
That's
legal
like
anymore.
carbon.
Yeah, I don't
like-
think those are even legal anymore.
Ah.
Right, but we could also write it out. It'd just take forever.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
You wouldn't be able to do that.
I second.
That's not legal. I don't
I
think
agree
you'd
with
be
you.
able to keep a credit card number in, like, you couldn't just write out their card number.
We do it here all the time.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'll let you guys figure out how you're going to handle
You
your
use
credit
that thing for
cards.
your exchange.
Are we accepting checks?
We use squares.
Yeah.
We always
Yeah.
took checks.
I think
Yep.
it worked.
Made out to Vermont
Not
Business
that many,
Magazine.
yeah, and not that many people paid in checks. There was, maybe
A few.
5%.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So the first thing that I always do, customer comes up, hi, welcome, blah, blah, blah.
You
And
did blah blah blah.
I do.
been
So
going
the
quick.
pricing guides we always had behind us, the pricing lists, the signs.
I'm
So
gonna write that down because
if I questioned somebody's age instead, and I would cringe when I would hear my staff say, "Are you over 65?" or whatever the senior price is or whatever. I would just simply ask, do you have any special pricing today? If they don't have any coupons or anything, do you have any special pricing today? And half the time they'll say, oh, well, I'm over 55, so then I would know that they're a senior price. The reason why I ask that is because it's a lot easier to get the pricing right the first time than having to go back, voiding it out and
Right.
correcting it and that kind of stuff.
So what is a senior? 65?
What was
65.
it? 65. So seniors are 65. And then I would ask, do you have any coupons? And if they did, so let's say you are not a senior and you have a coupon, you give that to me. So I'm going to say you're an adult with a coupon. So I'm going to do 1. So it's $5. And let's say your husband's with you and he is a senior. But he doesn't have a coupon, so then I'm just going to do a senior no coupon. So then
You subtotal?
I'm going to subtotal, and it's $10.
So that's what you asked them for.
So I'll say that's $10, please, and then you give
I
me
have a 50.
you give me a 50. So I'm going to type in $50, and I'm looking up here, and then I hit the cash button. And it tells me how much change I give. I put my 50 in here, and I give them $40 and their tickets. And I
In
say,
high bills if possible.
yeah, right, exactly,
Right.
yeah.
Get rid of
Well, what happens?
We just don't want to use a little one because you're going to need the little one.
What happens is, yes, I used to work retail, so I know what it's like to ask for ones, and I get into that habit. But a lot of people don't, and they'll just give $6 back versus asking for a 1. And so
Right.
if you have the opportunity, if let's say their total comes up to $11 and they give you a 20, well, just ask, do you have a single, and I can give you a 10 back. So that way you're collecting those ones and not giving them out. So that's that. So let's say you come back up to me and you say, oh, I've got 3 kids under the age of 12, so it's 1, 2, 3.
So you don't have to cancel out the previous one, the $40 change. It goes.
Nope,
when you do
that
your
just
next one.
automatically
Okay.
goes. So that's 3 people, 3 kids, and you've got
Your
2
grandmother.
adults. 2 adults, and then a grandmother as a senior. So you're basically just however many these are, you're punching them in.
Oh, I had a coupon for my grandmother.
Okay, so this is where it gets tricky, and this is where I always have to go back to my book and look.
Oh, just minus $1?
You can do that. So
That's what
let me
I'm gonna do.
see. See, this is where I always have to go back and void my transactions. So which one is this? Correction of the last entry. Direct void.
You make a better door than windows.
So if you
So would you put in the amount for that individual?
pressing
And then we'll
void
be able
key,
to
so
reference
then
it
you
over
just
there.
do the void key, and it minus that last one,
Just the last one.
just the last one,
Right.
and then I would enter in the correct one,
Yeah.
which was the coupon, and then I would subtotal, so it's $16.
Here's the 20.
Yep, and you can even, this just advances your slip, so you can go back up and see to make sure that everything was entered in correctly, which it is, now that you told me that you were a senior with a coupon.
But you just coincidentally had the last
Right.
entry was $5.
Right.
And then you wanted to void that out
Right,
and put in the correct amount.
right.
What if that senior had been up here somewhere?
So you can.
What if it was
al-
the first?
Yep.
That's what I was wondering. That's
Um,
good.
You can void any incorrect department entry. So you would want to follow these rules. For operation, press the void key. Okay, so you would void. I'm going to void this $6, so it's void $6.
All right.
So that just voided this transaction at $6. So then it would be an adult with a coupon, because that's what we're just voiding. So it's now a total of $15. So it's void, and then whatever button you need to cancel out.
All right.
Does that make sense?
It does. I'll be hollering for John or
Yeah.
Denise or something.
Yeah, me too.
And so let's say this time you're gonna pay with a credit card, I'm gonna hit the charge button. So then it goes through and I
There are
then, what I
inserts.
do is I just close this slightly, I then do my credit card processing thing, give you what you need, and then I put the credit card slip in there and take the next person.
So do that one again.
So we'll say 3 kids, 2, 3 kids. We'll
One
say
senior.
1 senior, and then 1 adult with a coupon.
Yeah.
And then subtotal is $10.
Alright.
She gives me a credit card, and this is check, and this is charge.
All right.
So it's charge. Just close that slightly. Process, sign, sign,
And where do you?
and that goes in here.
All right.
So you always hit subtotal before you do your payment method.
Well, I mean, if it's one person and I know it's $5, so if let's say it's just you or it's $6, I'll just say that and it's $6.
And then what if you did hit that?
It would just give you 6.
And
It
then
just
it's
says it's
just
$6.
right, and then it's
Okay.
$6.
It's a good habit
Right.
to have.
It's a
to
good
do.
habit. I was thinking
Absolutely.
that just always subtotal and then the payment
Yes,
method.
especially if let's say there's 10 people and you don't know how much money you're going to get back as change. That allows you to figure out what that is.
Oh, it
Whereas
does.
if let's say it's just you and you give me $6 and I just hit $6 to open the drawer, I know I'm not going to give you any change back.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are we taking a credit card on any quantity? So if it's just $6, are we credit card?
We always did. That's up to you
Okay.
guys.
There's no minimum.
No, we never had a
No, I
minimum.
think
It's actually illegal for credit card companies to put a minimum.
Is it?
Okay.
So, say it came out to $6, and I gave you, a 20. I mean, obviously you can do that math. But what if it was more complicated? Does this tell you to give back $14 somewhere?
It will if you hit. So let's say you come up and you're $6, and you give me
Yeah,
a 20, and if I don't know how much that is, if I hit subtotal, then I can type in $20, and that'll tell me.
That's why you
so
do that.
Right.
That's a good reason to hit something.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. So subtotal, like I said, subtotal will allow you to figure out how much cash is going back. Yep. All right. Do you guys want to play around with it? Give it a whirl.
I never worked on a cash register.
Because then I'm going to show you
Fun.
how to do
You
the.
never done retail?
I never did retail or nothing.
Oh.
I guess I did.
Try it.
The one
Yeah.
I had a lever.
No, it wasn't the
You spun it.
beads.
You just spun it.
All right, Nito, you want to go?
Sure. What am I doing? What have we got?
Katie, you're up next. Katie,
There's
you're
two.
customer.
There's
You're
two.
customer.
There's two. It's good to
You're
get in the
customer.
habit of having
You're
someone
customer.
tell, because you're constantly, if.
All right, I'll do it. I have myself,
Yeah.
Yeah, this one,
So
it's
you're
shut.
my
It just
mom.
looks like it's not.
An adult, a mom.
and 2 kids. One of them is
You can both do the
14,
same.
but he has a coupon.
All right. Hold on now. A child with a coupon.
Well, so what's,
Doesn't need to be a child. It's just an adult with a coupon.
right.
How
so
old is the child?
14.
so he's
And what is
considered-
our cutoff?
12 or
12.
12.
All right. So they're an adult, basically.
correct? Yeah.
But it's a coupon, so you can avoid that.
So just hit the void button.
Why don't
There
we
you
start
go.
with something
And
simple?
then avoid the one adult.
But he had
really?
the coupon.
And then punch in
confused
the
right
adult,
now. No,
or
no,
the adult
coupon.
coupon. Okay. And I'll subtotal this,
Yeah.
and it's $22.
Is 40.
All right. So we'll take 40 out of it, and I owe you $18.
And the other
Can I
thing,
get that in ones?
no.
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 So
you have two?
just the other thing,
You can. I got 80 of them in here, so.
another retail
Do you want me to
suggestion.
close that or leave it?
Yeah,
open?
you can close it. Another retail suggestion is whatever they give you, don't put in the drawer. Put it on top
Yes,
or
you
set
see
it
it.
to the
Yeah.
side so that way if there's any question that they come back and they say, "Oh, well I gave you a 20." No, you gave me a 10. It's right here.
Right.
Don't automatically stick it in the
Good
drawer
boy.
until they walk away, then put it in. Just a little tip.
So question, so Nino just finished this transaction.
Correct.
That $18 stays lit at 18, it doesn't zero out?
You can clear it just to confuse.
What's the clear button?
This is
Oh, clear. Okay.
Yep. So
But it
yeah,
clears
it'll
itself
just
when you
stay.
start the next one.
Yes, it's just there.
Okay,
It'll
no,
just
no,
sit
I'm just
there
wanna-
until. Yeah.
So when you start, you may be starting with numbers already up.
Yeah,
But they
yep.
don't mean anything.
Nope. And
Wait,
if
you wanna see it?
if
I'll raise somebody.
if you're in doubt, if you
gonna do this
hit
one?
clear and it beeps, that means the transaction is still in process. So that means that whoever was working here, you should bring them back to finish the transaction. Yeah.
All right, Marla, I have one
You said
adult,
it's-
Who's gonna raise
Yeah,
me?
someone should be at, yep.
One adult?
Raise.
one adult,
And
I
I
don't know where
have
they
3
are.
kids under 12.
one military,
Myself and my grandmother. who has a
and
coupon.
Who
senior.
has a
My
coupon?
grandmother.
Okay.
Senior without a coupon.
And 3 kids?
And myself.
And
So I think the
Yeah,
wise
only
thing
one
would
adult.
is just
One
ask
adult.
if you have any,
Okay.
like
One
what
senior
Cindy was
with a
saying
coupon.
before, do you have any
3 kids.
special
and 3
Okay.
kids?
Under 12.
Under
things?
where does she
Because
go?
now you have to void
So
it
now
out.
How do I
Let's
void
bring
this
it
out?
back
So
to
I
the
just
roll.
did, I didn't
Right.
ask.
So
I
I
had,
put-
No, you gotta, because we, this is how we're doing attendance.
so I
which
had,
are we
I had an
voiding out?
adult,
Okay.
I had a
Yeah.
military comp,
Yep.
then I had a senior regular that I didn't
Okay.
ask if they had a coupon.
Okay, so if we're just gonna
Okay, I
void
didn't-
this last transaction,
Okay.
you're just gonna hit
Because I
void.
couldn't see through the
Void.
door.
And
And
then
then that
So I just do
that
cash.
voided that
Oh.
$5.
So then I go
Subtotal.
senior with a
Just in
coupon,
case.
stay here,
So
Alright.
it's
Not going
$10.
and that's my total?
Thank you very much.
So
And
that's
from the
subtotal.
Since you've subtotaled it, Marla,
Just
Yeah.
here,
hit 50 over
So
here.
it's $10.
No.
Oh.
right, and then I hit here,
Can I do that?
Yep.
Yep.
That's 5,000.
I was
so
gonna
it's
say.
$10.
Oh.
So
Because I didn't
if
hit
let's
the
say
dot.
Oh, I
if
forgot,
have to
here's
do-
a 20.
Yeah,
Oh,
if you
dot.
don't know how much to
Okay.
give, let's
Do we have
say
to do the
it's
dot?
you know
Yeah.
$13,
No, you don't.
and he
Right.
gives
Yeah,
you
the other one came up
a
5,000.
20,
Yeah.
Oh.
and you don't know
No,
that
but
it's
clear that.
$7 back.
Just
All right,
go
so if I
five-
After you hit
50.
Just do
subtotal,
one, two-
you would
two
hit
more again.
$20,
Oh.
and it would bring
No,
up your
you did the
change.
double
Okay, so,
Yeah.
so let's do this again.
Sure.
Can I- All right, so I'm starting again. So I'm clear
That's
now,
still 5,000?
I'm all clear.
Oh.
So we had one adult,
One adult,
50.
we
If I
had
do
one
50,
senior with a
Try that.
coupon,
one senior's
And then I do the
coupon.
we had a
Yep.
military comp,
So you
Yeah.
get 950.
right? And I get
That's
my
all right.
subtotal,
So that's
I'm
50
gonna
cents.
give you
a
I'm gonna give you a 50.
he's gonna give me a 50, so I'm
Question for
entering.
So
Right.
void,
50,
do a void.
And then, yep, and there you go.
All right,
Now what?
Void.
And where do you
What?
put the
What are we
50?
doing?
She put in,
underneath.
she put in just 50, which is 50 cents.
Oh yeah, that's what came up. So 950.
Yep. So if you
If he gives me $50.
if you enter in the wrong amount, it's not going to really do anything. If you know how much, if you know that it's $10 and he gives you $10 or $50,
50.
and you know that it's $40 back,
Yeah.
that's fine. Don't worry that you put in 50 cents.
But how would you make the entry of him handing you $50?
Do you have to do the decimal point here, or do you not have
So this was the question.
Oh.
So let's do.
Well, so
Two
you need to
seniors.
finish. We haven't
Oops,
finished the
sorry, the
transaction.
void.
That's okay.
The
That's
void.
all right.
So we hit
So
void.
I told her to
right,
hit
but
void.
you've already hit subtotal.
Yeah.
You can
And so you're actually
just ring it out.
yeah. So
Yeah,
you kind
so
of need to
that's
just
what we have.
scratch that transaction, and this is good because I'll show you how to actually void this transaction out.
Okay.
If let's say you get in a situation like this where it's better to just end it and start new, do what I just did, print the receipt, hold on to it, and then just set it under here, and when it gets quiet, call Cindy to void it out. So,
All right.
so you can go ahead and start anew.
All right. So let's
So
say.
3 kids, myself,
Do you have any coupons?
no, for me I don't. But my grandmother has 1 coupon.
So void it.
Senior with coupon.
No, it's all right.
No, he's an adult.
Oh, right.
No, he.
So.
I'm a 6.
Oh.
Right.
Right, so she
So-
charged him for the senior price, so you want to void it,
Void like this.
and then charge his rate fee, the
So
correct
just add
one.
it in.
Yep.
That one, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And then my grandmother who has a coupon.
And she's gonna be this one.
Yeah,
Right.
Okay, and then I subtotal.
Correct.
right.
Here's
And
50.
then, so your total's $10.
All right, so Cindy, show
He
us
gives me
through this one.
50.
This is where we
So
goofed
this
up.
was the deal. I
5
said you have to
0.
put the
No,
dot.
no, just keep doing the zeros.
And that
It's
comes out.
5,000.
That doesn't.
No, don't. It,
Are you allowed to
Okay.
hit that for 2
Yeah,
zeros?
yep, you
okay,
can.
that's what we did.
All right.
So that's just, you'll have to calculate, because that doesn't technically mean a period. The
The decimal.
Right,
So
the
there's one
decimal.
on the 40, but there isn't on the 50.
It's not
right.
$5,000.
No, it's
So
it's
if I hit
$50.
cash, it's
Yep,
gonna show me $40.
$40.
Okay.
Right. Yep.
All right, there we go.
But why, when she
want my
pushed
50?
50.00, did it come back $10?
Very good. That's what I'm about to say.
Oh, no, I had to
Right.
put
This
over here
doesn't
first.
mean decimal
No,
point.
okay.
This means this is for programming
no.
purposes.
Okay, okay.
So don't let this button confuse you.
All right.
Yeah.
But we hit the double zeros down the bottom, 5000.
That worked. the same.
That'll work.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But when you do that, it comes up 5000. There's no decimal in it.
Right, but it
Correct.
did the same thing if
But
you
when you
hit
did
5000.
Did you hit 50.00?
She said you don't have to do that.
No,
Never
did
do
you
that.
do it the first time through?
Yes. Not the first time, the second.
No,
Yeah, you did because
The
that.
first time
It came
through,
up
I think
50.
you did. I'm just trying to be clear with what
Yeah.
happened, that's all.
Yeah.
Okay, here,
Don't
let's do it
use the
again.
point.
So, I'm just gonna,
Oh, I guess you can. Yeah. See, it didn't do that. It.
okay,
Yeah. Go ahead.
so, it's $10. Give me the 10,
50.
50, okay, whatever, put it over
So
here.
try this,
Then I have to hit the.
No. Punch in the
oh,
amount that he
50,
gave you.
Okay, so 50,
You can try it, but it won't work. Right. And then that's right. And then it's $40 change.
so I didn't hit a dot.
no, the first time through you did.
Right,
That's
but
what
that
I was-
doesn't
I was-
matter.
No, but it came up $10 on the screen after she opened the drawer. So it did matter,
No, it came up 950.
$9.50.
Because
Right.
I had put in just,
Right. So
because
the,
I didn't go.
right. The dot.
That's
The
right.
dot is for, like I said, the dot is for programming.
No, don't.
So
You just don't need the dot.
don't worry about the
That's all you
dot.
need to know.
That's
Just
all
use
you
the
need,
dot.
yep.
Okay. So I'm gonna put this over here because I keep using it, and I'm gonna lose it. My $9.50 check. Okay, so now we're gonna void that, and to do that, this is where I need to. Let me see if I can remember how to do this. Okay, so what you want to do is you need to use the key, and you turn it to void.
Okay, so
So-
it's here, I'm just looking at
Yep.
it. It's
So you're going back to the sheet you left under the drawer
Cindy, you want to
earlier.
try it on
Yes.
that one?
And
Cindy,
now it's
more.
No, it's on
No,
there.
you have to do
Oh,
it on
yeah.
the register
Oh,
that
yeah.
the boo-boo happened
Oh, yeah.
on.
Okay.
So all you're basically gonna do is you're going to void out the dollar amount. So you're just gonna void, let me try this actually. So we're gonna void a $6 adult and a $4 senior coupon. So $10. So that voided this transaction. So then what I would do is I would staple these two and leave them in here for you.
Now, there are extra rolls, or should we get
And
some?
don't forget to turn it back to register. Yes, there's I put extra rolls in one of these boxes.
Thank you so much.
All right, so I'm gonna show you guys, definitely play around with it because it does take practice, and again, I can't emphasize enough. I mean, you know how to clear things, you know how to void things, but it's so much easier to get it right the first time. So just really ask people, do you have any coupons? Do you have da-da-da-da-da?
That Bob, if I ran to do a sign of pricing.
Well, and you could
Yeah, I
even,
do.
you could
Oh, we
even,
do?
you could
Where?
stick a thing right here.
We have it as a poster.
I didn't see it.
He's printing it out.
Oh, he is.
So you could stick a
That's
small thing, a little card right on
You
here
want a
that
banner?
said-
Yeah, a little question.
Well, something that people
Reminder.
can see when they
Right.
come in, and we can turn around and
Right,
look at
yeah,
what
that's
she
a
said.
good idea. Little
With
reminders.
price
Right.
Maybe I'll make little notes for each one. Any coupons?
And
You
then-
know,
and even
little
with the
key
list
points.
of the
Reports.
stuff that's the
Little cheat
coupons
sheet
are
on the
the
register,
Yeah.
be nice.
sign. So you didn't have to turn around and
Not
look.
too much of a cheat sheet. You don't want someone being like, "What's on Steve's head?"
Ooh,
They'll do that to you, too.
And you knew the right button to push?
Wow.
So you'll also
Blue one.
you'll also notice. So we're gonna actually do the reports next, but you'll see this is how many transactions have been on this particular register since reports have been run. So there's 3,120. This one, and anytime you hit this button, it adds another transaction. There could be. It couldn't be, yeah, it could just be a fact to open the drawer. So right now I just did it, and then the next thing it'll say $29.82. So anytime you hit either check, charge, or cash, it's gonna add another transaction.
But we haven't done that many since we supposedly cleared it.
Right, so, well,
Somebody, but
the flower show didn't clear the reports, which is what we're gonna do.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's different than clearing the register.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
So at the end, you can either run a report, and it says it right here. You can run a report anytime during the day, and it won't reset any totals. It'll just kind of show you how much money you've taken in for this register that day. You can also run a report that clears everything out. So.
Okay.
For right now, we'll just do the report to show you what's been going on for the day.
Okay.
And
Can I say one thing, interrupt you?
Yeah.
None of us will run this report. You'll probably be the only one, or Cindy. So none of us will run
Right,
reports because we
right.
want to leave it all total, right? Okay.
So the full sales report, again, run anytime during the day. It won't reset the totals. Put the register in X1Z1 mode, which is with the key. So you want to put it in X1Z1,
Okay.
and then you just press this button.
Okay.
And what it shows you is the different department totals. So it'll show you adult regular. There were 6 of them sold, so your total is $36. Senior coupons, 2 were sold at $8, and total is $8. So this is how many were sold, and this is your totals.
Okay.
And then down here, it gives you your overall total.
Okay.
Down below, it'll give you your how much was in cash, how much was in credit card. Obviously, we only did cash on this one, but when you do the X1Z1 report on this, it'll show you the other ones, because I think we did do a couple of credit card charges. So this is just a summary. And then to close it out at the end of the day, let's see. The Z2 report should be run at the end of the week, month, whatever. It's going to reset your totals.
Okay.
So to do that, it's this report.
Okay.
And then it's the same thing.
So that'll
Oh,
do
actually-
Saturday night and Sunday night.
Actually, you press the decimal and then that. So decimal and then. Yeah, so at the end of each night, you're going to do that. Ooh, whoopsie.
And does that reset all of the transactions, or that's a different function?
No,
clear out what the
it's
flower
going to
shop-
reset.
Z2.
That's what we
Is
just
that
did.
what
We
that
just
one is?
cleared out.
All the transactions?
Right,
Even what
so-
the flower show did?
It should have.
Okay.
So this gives me a 0 total.
No, it didn't.
I don't think it's.
I see 3123 up there.
So, which did I do wrong? Oh wait, did I do? Yeah, I did that.
A button for when you got a credit,
Full monthly.
check,
Uh,
just cash.
credit is on there.
Credit is a CH.
called-
So that's a check, that's a credit card, and that's cash.
Is that what you were asking, the credit card?
Yeah, I was thinking cash was the CH, okay.
Where's
So
the one that I printed that
Yep,
pulls
so
up?
check, credit card, and then cash is that the big one.
Let me do this. Oh, here we go. Okay, so. Okay, got it. Okay, so Sorry, did the wrong thing. So this is, oh, you know why? Because it's, so these are, there we go. These big numbers up top are the registered overall totals from its existence.
Oh.
So to zero it out, it's decimal and then this one. It's so,
The first one, not the second one.
yeah, because see, it'll zero out. See, it's zeroed out everything else. So this is what your, this is for the end of the day.
Yep.
And then for the next day, it'll show a 0.
Okay.
Just ignore this stuff up top.
Right.
Because like I said, this is like it's
But that-
in its existence.
The Z1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna do, so if you just wanna check out the totals throughout the day, just X1, Z1, and then this button. But at the end of the day, you wanna wipe everything out. It's X1, Z1 dot that.
Okay.
And that wipes it all out.
Okay.
All right, so who has a pen?
I can get one right in my office.
I got it. It's all right here.
Thank you.
You have to burn it.
So,
Skip trap.
end of day. Oh yeah, here, resetting the total.
And I do that at the end of each day,
Day.
after
Yes.
running it.
Yep, exactly. Yep. All right. I knew there was something. All right. All right. So then again, remember to always put it in register mode
When you
to
go
do
back.
your transactions, because otherwise it won't record it.
Right.
Yeah.
So this one's check and this
Yep.
one's credit?
Yep. And these pop off. Oopsie. Turn it off.
CH is charge, right?
Yeah, so these little buttons pop off, and which is like there's all other things under here. And to not confuse my staff, I put little bits of paper over the buttons that we weren't using.
Yeah.
So if it's easier for you guys to just make up check, you know, a little word that says check, charge, subtotal, cash, or total, you can, you can do that and just put it under here and put it on there. Because that's all I did with these.
I think they'll get it.
That's all right.
Yeah, see, like this is what the actual button looks like, but I just made up these little
Yeah.
button covers and then they just pop on. And it's pretty basic. These pop up,
Oh.
spin around.
Instead it's a dog.
There's
They can see the
also-
total.
Right.
There are ways to not have it print receipts or print paper. Again, that's a programming thing. I found it was good to print them out
Yeah.
simply because of the voids and the
Yeah.
boo-boos that would
Right.
pop up. And it was easier to do that than to remember to print a receipt. That's actually something. So
So if I get an all cash order and he says I want a receipt.
yep, so subtotal cash. If you don't want to give him this and he needs a receipt, this is your receipt print. Oh, shoot.
You have to do it before you open.
Yeah, well, after you open, after the drawer opens, maybe print it while the drawer is open. During the same transaction.
Look it up.
Go to the manual.
Yeah, go to the manual. Just give him
I'm
this.
sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, that's a good, I thought that was the print receipt button.
You have to change the,
Mm,
we're leaving these out, figure around, right?
My thought,
I
Cindy,
think that
would
was
be
it.
that while the drawer is still open, you've got one receipt that comes up, they want another one, just press the print receipt button. And there's one, and it doesn't. Okay.
Because we don't want to be tearing up this tape, do we?
no, you can.
Okay.
I mean, the only time you really need this is if there's a boo-boo.
Okay,
Or if they want a receipt.
okay.
So
just,
you guys
if they want a
don't-
receipt, you just cut it off and put
Yeah,
that
you
somewhere
Yeah,
could
else.
that's
just
fine.
do that. Yeah, I mean,
I thought we were
I never
saving the tape.
use these for anything.
Got it.
I just went by the reports and
Yeah, that's a
what
good
was saved in
question. Are we
here.
saving the tape or no?
I never did.
Okay.
It's up
'Cause
to you
it'll get
guys.
too
So how long do you let it go before you tear it off and throw it away?
personal preference.
When you see a customer
Maybe you
come
can
in
have-
and they trip and they go
Yeah.
down on the floor, you go, what happened? Oh, I tripped on your register. Oh, it's time to rip that off. So,
Yeah.
We'll let it go for a couple more transactions. Right?
Yeah, and play it by ear.
They
I
didn't
mean,
like
if,
you anyway.
Yeah.
if you think that you're not going to need them, if you think you're not going to, if it's easier to do it without the receipt, maybe Katie can look through the programming
I
guide.
think it's nice to have it.
Or
'Cause
Marla.
then we can see too what we bring in, right?
yeah, I think just let it keep coming up.
Especially this year.
Yeah.
I never use these either, so
Yeah.
helpful to me. And if you get into a dispute with the customer.
Here we go.
Receipt print.
Now, where do you have that on? Is that on just on off?
It's on
Oh,
off.
okay.
Yeah. And I would, so at the end of the night, I would take these keys and
Alright.
keep the keys. And I would keep the bank. Like, I personally kept the bank with me at all times.
Right.
I never kept any money in here overnight because you have overnight
Alright.
security. I would keep all money on either you or you or you or
I mean, you
somebody.
take it home, don't you, or go to the
Yeah,
Are
don't
we-
put
are we-
anyone else
I take it
else's
home.
house through.
Yeah.
Are we
Yeah.
emptying the
I'm
drawer on
always
intervals? Like, I mean, every
I
3
did.
hours?
I
Yeah,
would.
yeah.
I definitely would. And I would,
And when you do that, you gotta keep track of which register it came from.
right.
Okay.
Because John has to balance out the registers
Got
at
it.
the end of
Right.
the day with
Yep.
the seed money that we start out with.
Got it.
Right.
So
So,
who will do that? You'll be taking the money at intervals?
Well, yeah.
Well, you won't be there.
I
Somebody
won't be
should-
there
Close on
all
Saturday.
day. I won't be
Yeah.
there Saturday afternoon. I can come back before closing.
Well, who's ever designated will let the register operators know. Or
Yeah.
they'll tap them on the shoulder and say, I'm here to collect the money. Oh,
yeah,
okay,
and you can even,
Let's make
there's,
sure they know who it is.
we'll know who it is. I mean,
Before I forget,
think
do we have
know who
bank?
we are.
Oh, well, I didn't know if
I've
you
got-
had, like,
I've
'cause
got
I think
bags,
Marla had
I think.
people that are coming that are
And then
gonna
we
do
can label them.
that. Who's
No.
what-
one year what I wound up doing, but it got to be a lot and I stopped doing it because it was a lot, but because you can program the registers, so like register 1, register 2, 3, and 4, and what I did do when I would swipe or clean out the big cash is I would do a summary, and I would take it and I would fold it up around the cash and I'd write how much cash, just so I knew like which drawer it came from, at what time
Oh,
I
that's a
took
good
it,
idea.
that kind of thing. And so, yeah, so I would have a bag for each separate register, so that way it was easy to kind of track all of
That's a
that.
good idea.
You said these keys are not universal, right, for this one? Do we have
This
a key?
one, yeah, it's in here. This
Oh,
one's
okay.
in here.
So that key's a,
Yeah, so
the
this
only
one,
different one.
Yep, this one's a little newer.
Yeah.
What I would suggest is to use, if you're gonna have 4, use, oh, it broke.
What is?
The
Just
little
cover.
Ah.
back thing, the little, this
Plastic
plastic
cover?
thing.
So
I
don't
would-
use this one?
Yeah, I would probably use the 4 that all
Look alike.
match the key, so that way it's a little bit easier for you guys. I mean, it's the same system, it's just a little bit newer of a model.
I think that's all the receipt they get.
Questions?
I think they have one.
So if they want a receipt from the credit card, they have to get this from
Credit card
here?
has
Not
its own
necessarily.
own slip.
It depends.
Right.
We have a credit card machine with a slip on it?
We
No,
don't
I
Well,
have
you
it
have
now.
to print it out and they sign a copy and it comes out with 2 slips.
So
We
they
have
do
one of
send
those
a
things?
copy.
Not yet.
Denise is shaking
No,
her
we
head.
don't have it yet, but when we do
I don't
that.
know. I was just gonna ask him to do one for the phone. Do you want me to get one that you put the card in and like we have
And
upstairs?
we're gonna go with just one,
Huh?
and we're gonna go with just one.
No, if it's 60%, you're gonna need 2 of them. If it's
I wonder
60%,
if that guy has them that,
3,000.
I wonder if that guy has them that, I don't know. It'd be nice to be able to just rent it for the weekend.
Cash, everything else should at least have.
Are you allowed to do that?
I don't
But I
know.
think they have to be programmed for
Yeah.
the
For your
bank.
bank. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because the money, it'll go electronically right into your
into your
account.
Charge
It's
the
a
fee and
Heartland
everything.
account. So
Yeah,
Charlie
yeah,
has
it
to
does all
supply
of
those
that.
for us.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, one other thing to remember is as you give them their change or their credit card slip, you give them their tickets. Because that's very easy to forget. Because until you get into the rhythm, you want to make sure that you give them their tickets too. because you got then you
And
guys
then the
are
raffle,
collecting your
yeah.
tickets. Yeah. This year, for the first time, actually, I think it was the second year, but this year it was a huge success. The flower show sold tickets online, and they probably had, I would say, maybe 25 to 30% of the people pre-purchased their tickets.
Nice. Well, how'd they do it?
And well, what was really cool, it was all I'm not sure how they did it. That's something you
We'd
might
have
want
to
to
do
look
it through
into for
PayPal,
next year.
so
Event.
we'd have to raise prices because we'd be losing our shirt because you have to pay a
Right.
PayPal fee and then a credit card
Admission,
fee.
yeah.
So
Event.
But we do
Um,
it for guest list, don't we? So you could probably do it through that.
You still gotta pay those fees, don't you?
Right. So
You pay
Yeah.
a PayPal fee and a guest list
Get-
fee, and then there's money taken out. on it.
well, the other, I mean, the flower
card
show
processing.
ticket was
Well, no, I
I
don't
think
think so with
$18
PayPal,
or
right?
That
$0.80.
PayPal
So
fee is the credit
for
card
$5 or
fee.
$6, $4,
No, but then
it
you do
probably
have credit
isn't
card
worth
fee.
it.
Right.
Heartland.
But what
If
the
it's a
nice
credit
thing
card,
about
Oh, you're right,
it
But
you're
if
is
it's
when we had those
PayPal,
really long
like
lines
when
in the
people sign up
start,
for their tickets,
I went out there
we get a
and I said,
PayPal
you can
fee,
buy
we
your
get a
ticket
guest fee, but we
online
don't
and
get
cut the
anything else. That
line.
net
And I mean,
comes
people
right
were
into our
doing it right on their
Right.
phone and they were just going
So
in.
you could do it through guests.
So just to,
But you
know,
still have to pay
thought for
those
next
two other
year.
fees.
But it's
Like, say-
probably ends up being about the
But
same.
there's other places you
It's a
can
little
do
bit
it.
more probably with the guest fee, but
I
I'm
think
betting.
Yeah, because I feel like you're double dipping with guest list, or the guest list app and the PayPal if you had just one.
Well, the other thing that I
Guaranteed as well,
mentioned
at
is that the
least
flower
one-stop
show
shop.
ticket was $18.
Well, exactly.
Yeah, so for $4 and $3, it's probably
Entry
not
for one
worth it.
adult at the flower show was $18.
$20.
$20?
$20 at
the-
the gate.
Right.
So
We're raising our prices next year.
Little bit of
No,
difference.
because you know what? It's
Do
like I was
it.
saying to John, if I had gone to the flower show and gotten up to the gate and it's $20, I would have said bye bye.
Right. How many
Yeah.
people did
I
do
wouldn't.
that too?
Gone to it.
Was attendance up for it? Do you know?
Oh yeah, it was a very
Wow.
successful show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they were up I think like $5,000 or $7,000 from last year.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a
Can't remember
very
the weather
success.
that weekend.
It was actually good. It was kind of cold. I was actually very cold, but no precipitation,
That's
so it
perfect.
was good. Yeah.
So on this one, what button do we press if someone comes in and says, I went to the home show, they said I can get in for free to this
Oh,
show?
jeez.
Are you an
There's
there a
adult?
button that
there's no
shoots people?
kick them out the door button. Sorry.
Did that happen last year?
Oh
Not
my
last-
God!
not
2
last
years ago.
year.
We didn't double up last year.
Yeah.
3 years ago, was it?
Two.
No, it was
I don't know.
two.
People-
But 3 years ago, I think, was the
yeah.
crappy when we tried to. When was it when we
First
tried
one
to
we
partner?
tried to do.
Right.
Right. That was
Oh.
5, 6 years ago.
6 years ago.
Yeah.
Where we tried to, if you bought a ticket to the home show, you get into ours at half price. If you
Right.
go and buy a ticket for ours, you get into the home show for half price.
Right.
But it was just a complete
It was a-
disaster.
And then the second, like 2 years ago, people at the home show were telling everybody
Right.
Right.
that they
Right.
could get into our show free
Right.
with their ticket.
Right.
I think they would do that.
I went over and talked to them and they still did it.
That's the weirdest thing.
But
So
you
you know- so you know what we
also
do
you
now.
also kind of have to think
We
that
tell them
maybe
they
some
get
of the
free tickets,
people
they get in
were just
free,
making it
the
up,
home show
saying,
next
"Oh
year
well,
with
I
our
thought
tickets."
it's a 2-for-1 deal
That'd be their
or
problem.
something."
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Questions?
Apparently no one's as spiteful as me.
Play around with it.
I have some questions, not cash register related, but I want to ask you a few questions about insurance and stuff, if you don't mind.
Sure. No
After.
worries. Can do. Yeah, play around with it.
Refund?
Don't look at that.
Okay.
I've never used that button. I don't know what.
That says received.
I know, and that's the
That is-
one that I thought that you printed out, but it didn't do it.
It came up with an error.
Katie will figure it out. Yeah, like I was telling Katie, I mean, there's so much that you could probably do with this that I just, at the time, we just needed the bare basics. I mean, you can even program salespeople, you know, so Denise, you can have your own number, so that way if your drawer is off, they can yell at you, or
Let's do that.
something.
Do that, like my bank telling days, and I was always to the penny, and then we couldn't leave until everybody was.
Oh,
And the
yeah.
person I worked with would always be a few cents off.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
in Texas.
Yeah.
So you wanna
Move
try
over,
it?
honey, I'm doing
Hmm?
yours.
Wanna
Get
try
out of here.
So
Don't help her.
We'll leave the registers out all week so that way we can tinker with them, and while we are tinkering with them, we can also stuff bags.
Oh yeah, because the programs just came
They
in.
just got here.
Oh yay!
And we have all of our bags from the Made in Cambodia marketplace, so we're perfect.
I think we don't stuff bags until we get there though. It's
It's a
big
ritual.
mess that having to transport.
Oh yeah. What did we do last year? We stuffed them there.
You stuffed a lot of them
Yeah,
on
we
Friday
stuffed them
night,
all
right?
there.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
they got stuff
Yeah.
there. Just so you guys know, also the
Please phone number.
brochure online has, for questions, please call Elise Wernhoff. Just so you know.
I think.
But
I think that got
I
changed.
updated it just recently.
Yeah.
It's so funny because
No,
I
was that
don't
her last name?
No, it's actually that's her maiden name. It's
Ah.
PQ. But we only got one call, and I think she forwarded.
Yeah,
and
I
she's-
talked to her.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
I came
It
to
was
change the
funny.
website.
So, all right.
So
Have
is
fun.
it normal to get a lot of cancellations on the last week?
Booth cancellations. Have you gotten a lot?
We got
Three.
three today.
Really?
2 today.
2 today
Two
and 1
today.
last week.
I thought it was.
I mean, I don't, 3 seems a lot. I know we would get maybe 1 or maybe 2, but is there supposed to be bad weather or something? Like,
No,
why
I
are
mean,
they-
one of them, they're
Doesn't have
somebody's
staff.
sick or
staff,
something.
yeah, and they didn't
Okay.
plan right and
Oh.
overwhelmed.
The big guy, a big booth, a 16-footer. His product that he wanted to display isn't ready.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Which is
Does
fine.
he have any product that he can use?
It's a Conrad
Prefab.
prefab that does the Mamava stations.
We're not really good at the
breastfeeding.
pre-aspect of things.
Oh, really? He's gonna be there?
No,
Not
not
anymore.
now.
Well, no, but he was gonna be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a whole new presentation thing, like a whole display that he was gonna introduce.
Roll out. Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fine. Here, this is right.
Paul Thomas wanted a bigger booth. Might want to offer that.
I did it right.
That's
I came
trash.
away from thinking of
This
that.
is what?
Trash.
This is trash too?
Yeah, I saw you have a recycling bin.
Oh, while we're on, everyone's here. We're on.
Am I still being
subject.
videotaped? Hi.
It's trash and recycling. Just fly.
Alright.
So you want to turn it on?
Yeah.
I said don't help her.
One.
John, do you want to
Oh,
see it?
all right.
No, I
You
want.
want to see this one?
Alright, I'm gonna go.
Do you want to run one? You be
watch
his
this.
customer, I'll be her.
Okay.
Connor's
I'll be
always
your
getting home at
customer.
I'm gonna watch it.
Hi,
Although
good
it's nice to
morning.
get to Vermont.
This is the
I
first
love
time
this
I've
show. I
seen
come
keyboard.
every year.
I'm so-
It's the best.
I know.
I know there's a hundred
All right,
people
honey.
behind me, but let's chat for a minute.
Oh,
See you
yeah.
I
later.
love your shirt.
Do you
So-
have any coupons or special pricing?
Yes, I have my daughter, but she's under 12,
Okay.
and I have my son who's 16, and I have myself and my wife, and we all have coupons.
It's good to have somebody.
I do that on purpose. You can't go
Your
fast.
case questions.
Because you're supposed to say, do you have any coupons or special offers?
I did
I'm
that.
familiar
did
with
say
registers.
that.
Oh, I
You
did
didn't
it
answer.
here.
And you said yes.
And you said yes. You answered.
So that
yes,
means
I
you
will.
acted like a typical customer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then back to the end of the line for you.
You're not leaving, are you?
I'll wait.
Well, I think Denise wants to talk to
Yeah,
you.
yeah, I'll wait.
Come on. I did that once.
I'll
If you
I'll
want to
actually
finish your transaction.
actually John's doing the transaction.
supposed to
Oh,
do
okay.
that.
Go behind him.
Error.
Maybe I should wait until Cindy's done.
Oh, you want to wait first?
Where's the clear? There.
All right.
Let me look at my list.
So now I got a coupon for myself,
Okay.
my wife, and my grandmother.
Okay.
You can't do that. Only one coupon per customer.
No.
I have one for each of us.
Yeah, each person can have a coupon, but they can't have more than one coupon.
Okay.
Can we ask for the
I see.
coupon?
And then I have my daughter who
Oh,
is,
yeah. I always
8.
ask for.
Okay.
and my son who's 16,
Your son is 16.
and he has a coupon.
And he has a coupon. Okay.
That's it. Subtotal.
Subtotal.
Here's 50.
Just a second. I want to look at this because it came up $25. Would that be right?
It would be
Oh,
5,
yeah.
10, 15, 20.
So here, this is
Me,
still the
my wife.
transaction up here.
My grandmother.
I know.
Well, you just voided
So
one
you've
of
got-
them.
I know, but
So you voided one $6.
I
So
know.
you've got 2 6s up here. So one's voided. So you still have 6 in the memory.
right.
And then you've got 5. You've got a $5, $5,
And
$4,
nine,
and another $5.
So if I go void adult,
It's
Yep.
only doing one.
So
You gotta
that's
do
gonna
it
void-
for each one.
No.
now so now I'm right. Now if I can subtotal, I should
Yep.
be able to subtotal again, and we're at 19, which would be right. 5,
5,
10,
10, 15, and 4, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
See, I did the void because after I put it in, he says,
Not a
oh,
big
and I got
one.
coupons,
Yep.
right? So I hit the void, and then it should have been 2, and so I hit the void button and the 6 again, and it came up error. Until after I had punched all this stuff back in.
It could have still been in. It could have been in a like in the middle of a. Maybe. Oh, you know what? I don't think it. Sometimes if you void out more than what's in its memory, it won't let you do it.
Okay, so like if I had done this and I wanted to put in a second void, if I hit subtotal, then I should be able to put in a second void again, right?
Once you hit subtotal, you can't void. I don't think.
Oh yeah, we can, because I'd already done that.
Yeah.
Oh,
You get
okay.
Right?
Oh,
Because I
that's new.
subtotaled
Okay.
and it came up to
Oh, that's
25,
right, that's
right?
right.
And so I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah.
But
I
it's
did that.
gonna void the transaction you just put in.
No, you can void a separate one.
You can.
Yes.
Right.
How do you do that again? You hit the void and then the number.
And then the whatever the function was.
Senior with a coupon.
Alright, well, I was just thinking about it.
You don't want to void the senior. You want to void the
I'm
senior.
just showing it.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Subtotal.
Yeah. Okay.
$15.
Here's 25.
So hit if he's giving there you go.
Oh, that's how you clear. Ah.
Thank you, and here's your $10 change.
Thank you.
And your ticket.
Yeah, don't forget the tickets. And everybody
And your
gets a
tickets.
ticket.
And
Don't
your
forget,
tickets.
everybody. Baby in a stroller gets a ticket.
Really?
Everybody, according
But
to
we
this
don't
one.
hand out tickets to those. We don't. We're not going to hand out.
No, we gave everybody a
But
ticket
we're only getting
because
4,000 tickets, so we don't want to run out.
Oh,
Remember last
okay.
year
We're
we
not
ran out?
giving- Don't listen to me,
So
listen
we're not
to
giving
him.
the
Who
paper
does it?
tickets out for the
Kids.
children. We're only giving the paper.
Anybody that
the
is paying
tickets
to
for
come in.
adult.
Right,
right.
right. But we want to keep track of children. That's why you
Right.
said it.
Right.
So I've got a question because, like, with the totals, like at the end of the day, the
Mhm.
Z totals and stuff, and it counts how many children, right? So
Right.
it would count 10 kids at 0 is $0.
Right.
Okay.
And I would use those numbers at the end of the event because when you know how I give you that spreadsheet that had how many kids came
Yeah.
in, how many
Yeah.
did this. That's where I got those numbers from,
Alright.
as those totals.
Alright.
Yeah. Yeah.
So any paying
Let's try it
person
again?
gets a ticket.
Sure.
How are you, sir?
I'm fine. How are you?
Very good. Very well.
Apparently a
So
senior,
excited to be
senior
here.
I'm assuming it looks like, huh?
No, she
Well-
said don't say that to real customers. You can say
Do
it
you
to
consider him a real customer?
And I wouldn't be because I'm only 60.
Let's start all over.
I can
Hello,
see.
sir.
I can
How
see
are
you're
you?
pregnant.
Great.
Do we count
So
that?
excited.
Beautiful
copy.
weather.
This was like 4
Can I help you?
Are you pregnant, ma'am?
Like, wanna,
I do.
Great.
I have a
great.
coupon for myself.
Can I see your coupons?
Senior.
You hear
Thank you.
Give them all.
Yep, oh yeah.
Give
Yeah.
them all
I
to
don't
me.
want a donut.
So
Great.
you,
So you've
You
got
should have
one,
5
one
coupons
adult
there.
here, one adult
Yeah.
with a coupon. So we have adult with a coupon. You have what is it? Your grandmother, senior. Must
Yeah.
be your grandmother. So that'd be a right here. And you have
My wife.
your wife, and that is you don't have a coupon for her.
Yes,
Correct?
I gave you 4 coupons.
Okay. Whoops. So here it is on the bottom. Okay, right there.
Where did you keep all the coupons?
And my
underneath the
son.
coupon?
And your
No,
son.
so the
How old is your
coupons
son?
added up
16.
a lot,
16.
So we
So
just
that's
kept
an
them in
adult, but you have
boxes.
this coupon for him?
SCR.
Excellent, sir.
And then I have my other daughter, but
has
she's only 8.
All right, then we will
collapsible
put her right
garbage
in that
bins for each
category.
of the,
And
each of
we
the
have
exhibitors,
$19
and I
is
just
all you
grabbed
owe
a
me
bunch
for
of
today.
them.
Very
When you
good.
see Brian,
No,
he's
this
the
part
guy who's
I
going
didn't
to be
get
setting
to
them
yet.
up. Just ask for 4 or 5 trash cans, and I cut them so they were the perfect size box to put in
Subtotal, I think?
between
I'm looking
the
for subtotal.
the
What's this
registers.
button here?
I never
Subtotal's right above it.
I never
No?
No.
You don't
hit
need
total.
to match the
green one, yeah.
coupons with
Nothing
anything, but we kept them because then I actually sorted every single coupon and I wrote down how
Okay.
many
Well, I
of
got
each
the-
coupon
Get
we
the
got
starting
back.
part right.
So you do need to sort
So you
them.
mean like from the free press or from our
Yes.
website?
Yes.
So if we had little bins for,
I mean, if
that'd
if
be too hard
you
to
won't
do.
have, yeah, it'll get, just if you have
It's better
boxes
to
in
sort it
between
later
each
after.
and they just all go in, because people, the ones that you're on your website, they'll just print them on a full page of
Oh, yeah.
paper, those little sticky
How do we
ones
change?
get stuck to everything.
Did you do the
So it's
subtotal?
easier just
Yeah.
to
And you
send
already
them all
opened the
in a
door?
box and then I
It
then
was
sort
super
it
Messing
for
around
them.
trying to get
Yeah.
it figured
There's
out.
lulls when we can do that.
Yeah.
too,
Put in
you know?
20.
Yeah, yeah.
Came up
And
here,
everything.
and then I
Yeah,
hit
and half the
subtotal.
time I wouldn't
My
get to
total
it
was
until like
19.
the next
Right.
week
I gave him a
when I
20.
would have
So
time
you-
to sit
so
down
you
and
hit
go
the
through it, but
subtotal.
yeah.
Yeah.
you'll
That was
have
the
time to do
subtotal?
it too there.
Then you put the 20 in, and then you hit this
That's what he
button.
did. Oh, he hit subtotal
Hit
again.
that one
I
first.
told him to.
Well,
so where did,
you go
so,
through it and you hit subtotal in it, and then you can say to him, that's $19.
I'm gonna take that package.
Right?
Well, this
And-
is subtotal up here. I should have hit
Yes.
subtotal to get to 19.
Nice of you, did
And
you
then I
get
should
this
hit
call?
this to give them the change.
Yeah, but
Then
we have your
You hit the subtotal, they give you the 20, then you code in 20,
I know it's VTC
and then hit that,
in suite
Right.
1 and suite 10.
Okay.
okay?
So
I told you
I'm
it's
gonna
subtotal.
Go over there. I'm gonna yell a few
I know.
times. And if not, hey, guess what? We got
Rule
I'm not
number
gonna be on- I'm not
one,
gonna be
never
on these.
listen to him.
I'm not gonna be on these.
Whoopsie.
oops, I know, sorry, we're gonna,
Oh, no,
we're
that's
just,
okay.
we're gonna leave these out.
All right.
I know you're busy
I'm not
probably.
going anywhere, so yeah, you'll.
Alright,
I'll stop in Thursday when you're here and I'll come down and run it again.
okay.
Refresh my
Play around
memory.
again some more.
Alright? Thank you guys.
Alright.
Quick question, have you sent us